I'm ditching the palette and using these Schmincke tubes like markers. Today we're going to create the grittiest textures I've ever seen in a landscape. This is a real-time session, so let's get messy. So we're going to start off with this desert green first. We're just going to make some marks with this, using it as a marker instead of using it as paint or the traditional way. You can also use the end to scrape back in. So you've already got some really cool granulating colors going on there. Next, we're going to come in with this yellow. It's almost a green. I don't use this one very often. And finally, this is the desert gray. I want this piece down here to be a little bit darker. Then we're just going to add in some Payne's gray here to the sky and let it do its thing. I love how that's spreading out. Actually, I might want to put some down here too. I know it looks really messy right now, but we're going to fix that. Let's just come in with a wet brush. Kind of make some marks through here. Come in with the color shaper and see what we can do down here. Get these colors really moving through here. See the granulation starting to happen. These colors are so fun to work with. Really like what's going on there. Put some marks through here. Okay, I can already see a problem. I don't like that bloom that's going on there, so I'm just gonna kind of brush it out. Okay. Let's do some more with our color shaper in through here. I like these marks that we're getting. You can see you can work really quickly by using the paint, the watercolor paint as a marker. It's going to give you some really immediate marks and quickly get color down a lot faster than using the brush. And I think the lines are just a little bit more expressive. And it also takes away that little bit of fear that you have that you're going to mess something up. Because honestly, if you don't like it, just paint over it. Like, it's super easy. Anybody can do this. This is not something that you have to stress about. I think I want more of this green. If I can get any of it out of here. The green is awesome because it has these red tints to it as well, and you can really, it separates really well. I kind of want that to be a focal point. I think that looks a lot better. So one thing I will mention with the granulation watercolors, it's best to just let them do their thing and dry on their own. I don't usually use a hairdryer for this step because, let's get some of this down here. It really does change the way they dry. You can see we've got some really good greens going on there. And a little bit of this red color. So we kind of want to let that do its thing. So I'm going to let this dry. So now we're going to use some of our Inktense pencils. I've got my indigo here and my bark color, which is sort of reddish brown, two of my favorites. Let's start off with the indigo. I'm going to get a little wet. I also want to do a mark just here to kind of delineate the background here, or the sky from the foreground. These are water soluble, So let's come in with the brown, and I want to make another mark kind of coming just through here like that. And one more kind of coming this way. And these are just marks that I like to make to really define the space because it gets a little crazy sometimes with all the marks. So it's fun to use these water-soluble pencils to add a little definition. I want to do a little bit of a darker mark through here. Really play up that indigo color. Might come in with a little bit of color shaper. Kind of pull that down a little bit. Make it a little bit more dynamic and less staticky. Bring some through here. Oh, that's a nice, I like that little bit of texture we got going on there. That's really cool. Okay, let's let this dry. Got 3 oil pastels here in a white. This is sort of a canary yellow. And of course our ochre color. These are Oil Pastels from Paul Rubens. I just want to start by making some marks up here in the sky area with the white. Kind of bring back a little bit of light through here. I don't want to add too much. My goal here is not to cover up everything, just to sort of enhance it a little bit. That makes sense. Okay, let's add I want a bit of white down through here. These work really well over the oil pastel or the watercolor. I think I want some of this color coming through here. Might need some, I'm gonna scrape back in a little bit. Just to add some texture to that. Make it make sense. Add some yellow over here. I'm going to add just a little bit down through here. Really like these marks that we can make scratching back in. I've got this burnt, or I'm sorry, raw sienna kind of looking color. I think I'm going to just kind of put a little bit of it through here. I don't want a lot of it, but I do think it needs some pops of something. A little bit of red is always a good idea. Let's just smooth that out a little bit. I think the scratching back again might be my favorite part of this whole mixed media process. I really do enjoy it. It's very therapeutic, very relaxing. I need some of that sometimes. Let's put some white marks through here. Just a little bit. Kind of make a line coming through here. Just building up layers and revealing layers in this mixed media watercolor to kind of give us, I think that needs to be more white over here though. I don't like how it stops in the middle of the page. I don't want to take too much of that away. I kind of like how that just adds just a little bit of something through there. Maybe it needs to come over just a little bit more. So let's try a little bit of this canary yellow color. It kind of jumped out of the box at me when I was picking out colors. Because sometimes I think I can get a little bogged down in earthy tones and forget to add, the thing that makes it work is going to be these pops of color, unexpected color almost, which I really like. Let's add just a little bit more through here. You'll notice that when you get a lot of oil pastels, they do tend to blend together, and that's okay. That's why we're using the palette knife on this piece, because we want them to blend together a little bit. We don't want to take away all the good marks that we've made. I feel like there needs to be some up here. Just working intuitively now. I mean, I'm not really painting from anything that a photo or anything. This is just sort of whatever feels right. Okay, here it is with the matte. Thoughts. I like the granulation medium with using it as a marker. I think that's really fun. I like adding the Inktense and the oil pastels over it. I think these marks down here are really fabulous. I like these patches of sort of green and yellow. I think the oil pastel does a really good job of sitting on top of the watercolor and kind of bringing you forward. I like that it gets a little hazier back here in the background. I kind of like the sky. I think the sky came out really well. And I like this little bit of white coming through here. And the Inktense marks are really nice too. Also, the scratching away is good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. I think it works on many levels. I think it has good movement. It kind of leads you back into the background, which is nice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you will try this using watercolors as marker instead of a palette. New video next week. I hope to have a new supply to share with you. I got something fun in the mail, but you're going to have to come back and see what that is. And we're going to be playing with that all next week. And I think you're really going to love it. It's in the same direction of what we're going on now. So if you want to see more of this, don't forget to click on the next video that's going to pop up here in a minute. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.